All right, video. So don't forget that you're using this to log in, okay? So I'm gonna go over to a computer and I'm gonna show you what I see when I log in, okay? When you first log up to a computer, I'm just hitting the return button and actually seeing if it's actually on and just asleep, which it was, okay? If it is not, it doesn't wake up, okay? Then you need to go to the back of the computer and turn it on, okay? While I'm back here, I'm just gonna show you that this is the SD card. This is where you're going to put the SD card in, okay? All right, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna log in. All right, so you guys are using okay, so you guys are using RL, your ID number, then for the password, it's capital RL and then your birth date. And it's gonna take a second because this is the first time that you've been on this computer and it's figuring out who you are. So it might take a second. Do some breathing exercises while you wait. So after this, it shouldn't take so long to log in. The reason is that you are now a new user to this computer and it's making you all these folders. It's making you a desktop folder, all that stuff. Okay, oh, there's me. Okay, so it's like it's the first time you've ever used this computer, so it's gonna walk through. Do you need any accessibility like do you have any individual needs? Do you have vision problems? Do you have any motor skill problems? Do you need it to be read off to you? Any of these things. So you could just say not now if you don't need any of those accessibility things for a disability. And then you can hit data and privacy, you could just hit continue. And Siri, it's up to you. I'm gonna not enable Siri and say continue. Okay, I like to put it on auto to choose my look between dark and light. Depending on the time of the day, it's totally up to you. Personal preferences. Okay, from here, I'm going to record from the computer. Okay, what do I do? Where do I go? Okay, so the first thing is you can't see your hard drive, and that's how you can get to folders and whatnot. So what I want you to do is, if you hit the little face down here, Finder, you'll see Finder pop up. You're gonna go to Finder and Preferences, and you wanna make sure that Connected Servers show and Hard Disk show. Okay, so those are how you can this is how you can kind of customize the look of your Mac. Okay. The other thing is you probably can't right click right now. So you're going to go down to System Preferences, this little gray gear. You're going to go to Mouse, and you want to change the left side to be primary and the right side to be secondary. So now you should be able to right click. Ta-da! I also kind of like to just put these all in the center so it's easy for me to kind of double click and scroll and everything. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, I don't need all of these apps, and I'm missing the apps that I'm going to use every day. So if you're not going to use it, you're just going to click and drag up. So I'm going to do that for all of these. I don't need any of these showing. So I don't need music. I don't need this. I'm not going to use these every day. All right, and I'm actually going to drag off Safari because I'm not going to use that every day. Okay, and I don't need maps. I don't need this. Okay, so how do I bring down here the apps that I'm going to need? So I'm going to go to your hard drive, and I'm going to go to Applications, and I'm going to look for Adobe. Okay, the first one I'm going to bring down is Premiere, so I'm going to double click the folder and click and drag to add it to my dock. Okay, I'm going to go to After Effects. There we go. I'm going to bring After Effects down here. And I'm going to go to Chrome, and I'm going to click and drag that. Okay. And I'm going to launch Creative Cloud. Okay, I'm going to continue with Google. Okay, it's going to launch the internet. Okay, and then you're going to have to put in your information. So you guys are going to put RL and then your ID number at STU dot, and then it's STU dash RLA, no, it's dot RLAS116.org. And then your password should be RL, capital RL, and then it is your birth date. And then never will I save this. All right, you're going to pick Enterprise ID, and you're all set. Okay, so now you're signed in as you, okay, with Creative Cloud. So I'm going to close that. It's going to load for a second. Da, 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 da. All right, now once it's down here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say options and I'm going to say keep in dock, and that's going to move it over. So now every time I log in, you don't have to do that ever again. You're going to always see these and you can just launch from here. Okay. All right, and then to log out of Creative Cloud, if you go to the upper right, you can just hit sign out, okay, before you log off at the end of the day. All right, so the first activity that I want you to do is you're going to right click and say new folder. And you're going to name it your first name, last name. Don't forget this part, video, and then the year, okay? So 21, 22, whatever. All right, so now you are going to take a screenshot of everything to show me that you customized the doc, okay? So I'm going to hit Shift Command 4, okay? And I'm going to take a screenshot of the entire thing, or you can also do Shift Command 3, and that takes a picture of the entire screen as well. Okay. Now it shows up on my desktop, and I'm going to select it and right click and say rename, and I'm going to name it first name, last name, underscore screenshot, underscore date. So you guys are, if it's October 10th, 2021, then you're going to put in 10/21/2021, okay? All right, and I accidentally took 2. All right, so I'm just going to double check this, that this is right. This is what I want. I'm going to double click it. It's going to open up in preview. Yep, I got a picture. Woohoo! And it's named correctly. So I'm going to click and drag that and put it in my folder. Anything you make, you should be putting in your folder. Is I want to connect to the server to get information off the server. So you're going to hit the Finder, and you're going to go to Go, Connect to Server. All right, and I'm going to type it in. If you haven't typed it in before, then you're going to have to. But after that, you should be able to, it should automatically be saved. So this is the address, SMB, and I get, oh, I put an extra. This is extra. There you go. Yep, this is right. Okay, and then I'm going to hit connect. And again, next time that you try to connect, it should already be there. So if I go to Go Connect to Server, it's going to say like you can like add this as your favorite server, but it will also say recent. So that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to the folder that says video and animation, and I'm going to go to the computer technology folder, and I'm going to click and drag this whole folder over to my folder. I'm going to put it inside. All right, okay. So I'm going to launch this, and then I'm going to open up this Premiere profile. So I already made you a Premiere profile. All you guys are going to do is explore the setup, and then you're going to export it, and you're going to rename it when you export. And then you're going to put that in this folder, the exported video, and you're going to compress this folder and turn it into Canvas. Okay, while this is launching, I'm going to go to Chrome. And because this is going to take a while for it to load for the first time, I'm going to say start Google Chrome. All right, and while that's opening, use Chrome as I'm going to always use Chrome because then you can see the downloads and everything. It's just a better, okay. And I'm just going to exit out of this. I don't need this right now. Okay, so in Chrome, it's still launching. Okay, we'll come back to Chrome. All right, so did it open the project? No. Open. Oh, it's still opening. Okay, just hit okay. In Chrome, I'm going to go to digitalarts116.org. All right, and the reason I'm going here is that this is probably easier to remember than, like, okay, you cannot go to just canvas.org. Okay, you have to go here, and then you can select Canvas, and this is Round Lake's Canvas. You cannot just go to canvas.com. Now, you could try to memorize this, but I doubt it, but it's probably a lot easier to memorize digitalarts116.org, and then, you know, always going down to this, okay. This Canvas button to get there. All right, you're going to log in with Google. Okay. And you're going to log in with RL, your ID number at stu.rlas, and then you're doing RL with your birth date. Okay. Now you're in Canvas. Never am I ever going to save this. I'm going to go to Video, and I'm going to go to Modules, and I'm going to look for the Summative Computer Technology. All right, and this is where I'm going to submit it. Okay. All right. So. Okay, so now this is open, my project open. So now in the project bin, I'm going to look on the left, and I'm going to look for sequence. Okay, we know it's a sequence because it looks like this. You're not exporting one video, you're exporting this one. All right, so it's going to export this whole video that's already edited. All right, so somebody already put in a bunch of sequences and edited it together, and they named all their files appropriately, and now they're ready to export. So they're going to go to File, Export, Media. Okay, and where it says sequence 1, we're going to change it to our first name, last name, and underscore, and this is going to be called exported video underscore, and then today's date. Okay, let me hit save, and then where it says format, I'm going to pick MPEG-2, and it should say .mpg. Okay, that's the kind of file that you need to be uploading. And I'm going to pick 100% quality and use maximum render quality, and then hit export. Okay, so you are never, ever, ever, ever going to turn in a purple file to me. I won't be able to open it. You always have to make sure that you turn in an exported file, and that's going to have all those links. So this one, I'm going to go close these guys. I'm going to click and drag this one over to my video folder. Okay. That's the one. Don't ever turn in these. I will not be able to do anything with them. It's just an empty shell, okay? This, anybody can watch from any device, okay? Now, I have this one, I have this one. I don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to click and drag it to the trash, all right? And then I need to turn this in. So you can't turn in a folder unless it's compressed. So I'm going to right-click and hit compress, and it's going to make this little white file with a zipper. It's going to look like this. All right, and then we're going to upload it and turn it in. Okay, so this is the one that I'm gonna submit. So I'm gonna go over here, okay, and I signed in as myself, so I can't turn it in. I'm gonna go to student view, there we go. And you're gonna say start assignment, and then, okay, so I'm actually gonna have you guys go to studio, okay, and add video, and then you can drag and drop this compressed file, cancel here. Oh, just kidding. I'm going to go to file up. I forgot that I had to zip it. Okay. Upload file, and then you should be able to click and drag it on there. There we go. Yeah, if you click and drag it. But, oh my gosh. There we go. After you say add file, and then you're going to hit submit, and then you're all done. I really tried to make this easier. Let's see. Woo! Confetti, and you're all done.